To the channel The Growing Developer. Hope you're doing fine. In this video we'll move forward with the app that we were developing, our own portfolio app. Now we'll add our education details in our app and we'll try to make this app more and more beautiful and eye-catchy to the interviewer or anyone who is viewing your application, right? So let's begin. I have a couple of quick announcements for you. First announcement, as you know that virus is spreading in India, also in different parts of the world. So stay home, stay safe. Your life means a lot for you and your parents. So follow the government instructions carefully and stay at home and watch my videos, right? What are you gonna do at home? Watch the videos, right? And next announcement, from tomorrow onwards I'll be uploading a short video of maybe 3 minutes or 5 minutes maximum, and I'll be discussing different widgets that we have in our Flutter. And at weekend, that is on Saturday or Sunday, I'll be uploading a bigger video where I'll be implementing all the widgets that I've discussed in weekdays into that video. So every weekend we'll have a video that will be implementing all the widgets that are discussed on weekdays. So to make it easy for you, the video's length will be only 4 to 5 minutes so that your mind takes rest and just grasp everything that I tell you, right? So there'll be one widget or maybe 2 widgets every day. So try to grasp it, and at the end, that is at the weekend, we'll be implementing those widgets. So by every weekend or by every week, we'll be growing as a developer. That is the motto of our YouTube channel. Stay tuned, press the bell icon so that you don't miss out any of the videos from this channel. Thank you, stay safe. Now let's proceed with the video. So far we have developed this much screen. Now let's add our education details to it. So for that, let me start by adding a new file. Writing code in different files, make sure that your code is clean and easy to understand. So I'll just name it as education details. Inside it, we'll import our material package, right? And then a stateless widget, right? For that, we have a snippet STLESS, press enter and name it as education details. Now I would like to show my education details in a new page. So we learn how to navigate to a new page first, then we learn how we'll be adding this education details, right? For that, whenever you are making a new page, you need to have a scaffold widget in that. So inside this, I'll return a scaffold and an app bar, a simple app bar with nothing, right? No title, nothing. Now let's move to our main.dart file. Here you can see that we have our home class. Inside this, we wrote all the logic for this UI. Now for next part, let us add a button below this. So after this padding, I'll write material button. Now what is a material button? Material button is a widget provided by Flutter which have all the material properties by default, and you can customize it for your liking, right? So on pressed is a parameter which ensures that whenever you will be pressing this button, what needs to be done, you have to define that. We'll define it in a function, but for now let's give it a child, a text widget saying education details. Save it and you can see education details here. Let's just style this text further. I'll give a text style and size of maybe 16 or rather 20, I guess. Now after that, I'll give this button a color of maybe blue, and you can see that this button didn't got any color. Why? Because on pressed parameter was set to null. that means it is right now disabled. So to enable it, we'll just declare an empty function and this onPressed. This is an anonymous function, that is a function without name. And what is the body? Nothing. It will do nothing when it is pressed, right? So let's just add a sized box of height 20 here to give it some padding. There you go, looks much better. This color, we can change the color from black to white here. Right. Save it and you can see it looks much better. Now see what I want. I want whenever this button is pressed, we navigate to a new screen. For that, we have a widget known as navigator. So how to navigate to a new screen? So we'll define that function inside a onPressed function, inside this onPressed function. Now we'll write navigator dot push. Push means it's like a stack where you push or pop. So whenever you push, you go to a new screen. Push. Now this takes a context and root. How to define root in Flutter? We have multiple ways of defining root. Here we'll see a more basic way just to get you on track with the Flutter. And we'll write here material page root. Now why this material page root? Because it automatically inherits the material design that is provided by the OS of your mobile phone. I'll show you here, don't worry. Now inside builder, now I want you to see one thing. Inside this build widget, what do we pass? We passed a context and it returned something, right? Whatever is returned from a build function can be seen on the screen. So here builder function will take context as an argument, and what it should return? It should return the UI that we want to see on the screen. So it will return our education details. Now you can see similarity between this function and our this build function. This build function is taking context as a parameter, and whatever is returned from this function can be seen on our screen. So what is this function doing? This function is also returning what we want to see on a screen when it is navigated, right? So we are returning an education details. And what is education details? It is a class extending a stateless widget which is returning a scaffold and an app bar. So fine, let's just save it and let's see clicking it. When I click it, you can see that we are navigated to a new page. Now you can see that when we defined an app bar, it automatically has this back arrow. Flutter does this for you automatically, so you need not to worry of popping. Yes, whenever you are navigating to a new screen, you have to push, and whenever you have to get back to the previous screen, you pop, right? So when I click it, you can see. Now watch this carefully. You have a good effect going on, a faded effect, and the screen going upwards, right? Now this is our material effect that is supported by our Android. For iOS it is different. It is a transition from left to right, and for Android it is fading. So let's move on to our education details and see what we can do. Now we have declared an app bar. This app bar is looking pretty much empty. So let's add a title to this. Title will be a text widget showing education details. Save it and you can see the education details. Now there are multiple ways to show your education. You can either show it using some list and text. I prefer using some containers, some boxes, that makes it look cooler and more attractive, right? So inside this body, scaffold as a body, and now let's see. How do you want to align the objects? I would like to align the objects in a vertical direction. For that we have a column. So inside this body, I'll declare a column. Column will have a children parameter. Now inside this children will pass a list of widgets, right? So first thing will be a container, maybe a blank container, nothing. If you save it, you will not see anything. Why? Because a blank container is a void space, that is a widget that is occupying no space. So inside this container, let me just give it a height of say 120 and a color of colors.indigo maybe. So let's save it, and you can see a container of full width and a height of 120 having a color of indigo. Now inside this, what sort of things do we have in our education details? We have our graduation, our class name. Moreover, we have our school name as well as the years that we have been in the class or your graduation, right? So for that, I'll also line that in a column. So container takes a widget as a child. So inside this child, I'll pass a column. Column again takes children, and inside children we'll pass a list of widgets. Now firstly, let's pass a text with a school name. Not school name, it's the graduation. For me it was BTech in IT. You can elaborate it as information technology, right? Next will be the school name or the university name. You can write any university name. I'll write university name here, right? Save it, and you can see that this container automatically took the width of the text that we wrote. But I want the container to take maximum width. For that, it has a width parameter. Here I'll write double dot max finite, that it will take the maximum finite width that it can take. So there you go. Now after this, I'll write the year that I passed. So for instance, let me just write here 2019 and save it. Now you can see that the text is not visible. To counter that, what we have to do, we just style a text. So we'll give it a style, text style, and a color of white color, right? So there you go. It is now visible but very small. So I'll just give it a size of 22 maybe. There you go. More visible. I'll copy this style from here to save time. Copy it from here. Inside this, I'll just copy paste this, and there you go. Here also, I'll just paste the exact same style that I gave to the first text widget here, and there you go. Now this is not actually attracting, so let's just give it a cross alignment of start, right? Save it. You can see now that this is aligned to left side. Looks much better. Now your graduation must stand out from your university name and your passing year. So for that, I'll just give it a size of 20, because what you do really matters a lot. So now for this, I want to give it some padding, so I'll just wrap this column and give it a padding of 8 pixels. There you go. Looks much better. It's in center, getting some padding from above and below. And for this container also, I'll wrap it into some padding. Now see, looks much better than before, right? Okay, so what we are gonna do for the rest of the part, I'll just copy this whole widget, copy it and paste below the previous widget. And you can see we have 3 containers having same sort of stuff, so we can change it. Here I'll write as class 12th, or you can say senior secondary school. I'll write class 12th here, your university name. Here we have our school name and the passing year. It must be 2015 if you are writing 2019 here, because the graduation we do in technical is of 4 years. Save it and you can see our change. Similarly, in below we'll write class 10th here, and university name we'll change it to school name. Write your school name here, right? So inside this I'll write 2013 and save it. There you go. We have our education details, but this blue color doesn't go well with our theme. Let me just show you. I'll go back to the main screen. We don't have anything blue here, right? We should have something. Our app bar here is of color transparent. That is, our app bar here is having no color. So to continue with our theme, to make our theme very much constant, we have to change the color to transparent here. Now we'll go to education details, and in the app bar I'll change the color to colors.transparent. Save it. You can see that the color is transparent, but we are getting shadow. This is not gray color. This is a shadow that Flutter automatically gives to our app bar. So for that we'll just give it an elevation of 0. There you go. As you can see that the app bar is gone. Don't worry, the text is here only. We have the back button here, but it is of color white. So how to change the color? First of all, inside this text, let's give it a style. Inside text style, we'll give it a color of black. So there you go. We got our education details title back. Now for the icon, we have a parameter known as icon theme. Just take icon theme data as a value, and inside this I can pass color as colors.black. So see, normally we go with a colored app bar, so you need not to change this every time. Flutter takes care of that. But for this much app, we are going with a app bar of transparent color. That is an app bar for the spacing only, nothing else, without any color. That's why we have to change title text to color black and the icon theme to black, right? So let's give it a padding for the first container here. So I'll give it a sized box of height maybe 30. This looks a lot better than before, right? Now let's change the color of each container. For first I'll go with indigo only. For the second I'll go with blue maybe, and for the third one I'll go with, what do you say, let's go with green and save it. A lot more colorful. We can add more styling to our container, so research about that. And don't worry, as I announced earlier, every day at 4 PM I'll be uploading a new video regarding different widgets and how we can customize those widgets, and at the weekend I'll be implementing those widgets in a real world application, right? So stay tuned and please subscribe to the channel for that. Now let's see what we can do. See, similarly you can add your projects, your work experience here. As I have implemented an education details button here, you can also add up your wish, like work experience, your projects, and you can show off like this only. Just make sure that your app is constant with the design, constant with the theme and colors. Don't overdo the stuff. Keep it very much simple. Your resume should be informational, not very much, just poppy to the eyes. So that's why I have chosen very light color. So choose your colors wisely, and you can do a lot more stuff with the containers here. We'll discuss about the widgets when we'll be dealing with the daily videos. So press back here. So that's all for our portfolio app. You can just try adding different buttons here, like your education details and your project, your work experience, anything that you want to add. You can also style the text as you want. For instance, let me just, for this Flutter developer, inside this text style, let me just add a weight. What is weight? Font weight dot. Now these are all the weight values. I'll write W900. I'll show you different values. So you can see that this is now bold. Let's give it a color to match our theme, as we have used a blue color in the button also. So I'll just write colors.blue here, give it a blue color, and you can see it looks better, but I guess it will look better with indigo. And there you go. For this, your name also, it needs to be pretty bold, right? So inside this, I'll give it similarly a font weight. Now this time I don't want it to be as bold as the heading, so I'll just give it a weight of 700, right? You can see it is bold, but not much, not matching with the heading, right? So try with different font weights and try adding styles to the text. See, automatically as I added some weight to the text here, it looks amazing, right? And similarly for this material button, for this text, if I add a padding, now see, padding can be of different types. Here the padding is edge insets.all, that is, it will give 8 pixels from all the sides. I only want to add paddings from top and bottom for this text here. For that, what we'll be doing, I'll just remove this padding from here. I'll write edge insets dot only. Now it will take all the four parameters, top, bottom, left and right. You can see. Now from the top I'll want to give 10 pixels, and from the bottom also I'll to give 10 pixels. And there you go. Looks much more better than before, right? So that's how you can play with the paddings and all the font weight stuff, font color stuff, and you can make your app how you want it to look like, right? So that's it for the portfolio app. This will be the last part, and hope you like it, hope you enjoy it. Please don't forget to like the video and share the video to your friends too, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Stay at home. Goodbye. Thank you.